Okay, I'm Lee and I'm going to show you how to make butteries today. A few people would call them Rowies, but up in the northeast they're called butteries. So I'm just going to go through the ingredients, what I need. So first things first, we're going to use plain flour, some salt, butter, lard and sugar for the fat mix, and the dough is flour, sugar, yeast and water. So I've already prepped the fat mix just a moment ago. So I used 62 grams of plain flour, 17 grams of salt, but if you like them saltier you could add a little bit more, 125 grams of butter, 125 grams of lard and 15 grams of sugar. And that goes in the fridge. So now I'm on to the dough mix, so I can get this to double in size and then we can start making them. So first things first is you do the flour and sugar. So 390 grams of plain flour. So yes, that should be enough. Yeah, 391, that's okay. So, and the sugar. So you're only needing 12 grams of sugar in this as well. So, okay, and your yeast. So I've already put mine into a cup, and I'm just gonna stir it with 50 ml of my water, warm water. So you make a little well into the centre of your bowl and pour that in, and it should look like that. And then you put, well, I've got a mixer, like a little mini KitchenAid that I use. And you just put this on, and you add the water in gradually. Now you could do this by hand, but it would take a longer process. So I'm just going to make the dough, probably for about 5 minutes. And you just add the water in gradually until it's all used up and the dough can be quite tacky when finished. Now I'm back. I've finished up doing the dough for the butteries and I'm just waiting for that to double in size, and I've floured my bench here. So this is my dough out. Hope it turns out okay because I haven't done it for quite some time. So I just flour my hands and I roll it on a well floured surface, as you can see, and I'll divide it into 3 in just a second. So okay, 1, 2, and I'll use this one with my dough. So now I've got my rolling pin, I just roll it out, just as you roll like making scones or like a pizza. So I'm just going to do this as a pizza shape. Oh, now see it's sticking, so roll your so you roll that out. So yeah, so it's quite thin, and you put half of your fat mix in, so it's quite slimy. You can use a spoon if needed, but yeah, you just spread that on this, but you try to anyway. Okay, so that's that one kind of done just now. You kind of roll the fat mix all there, and you take your other bit of dough and you do the same again. You roll it out You have to make sure your rolling pin's covered in flour because it's just going to stick otherwise, like mine is doing today. So just roll it out. Because this is to cover on top of this pizza shape thing. I don't think I'm doing mine big enough, you know, but I think it'd be fine. So this goes on top of this. Make sure you've covered all the fat mix again. And the remaining fat mix goes on here. And you do the same again. So I'll just put that there. So you just smudge it in again. So I think I need some more flour. So you can use plain flour for this. I just use plain because it's what you're using in a recipe anyway. So you take your other bit of dough and you roll that out as well. Okay, so that's that rolled out. So you just put that, so it's a 3-tier sandwich, 3 dough. I'm just going to move that to my floured surface. Okay, so I've got my knife and you just cut it to shape like form fingers basically, that I kind of think. So 1, 2 and then 3. You could use a board underneath if you don't want to get your surfaces scraped, or you could use your dough knife. Your long strips like below, and then you roughly fold them back on themselves to form a ball again, and you repeat this process 3 times. So you like for a ball again, so it's all mixing together in with the dough, and then all in a dough. It's going to get quite messy because that's what thing is, and then you form a ball shape again when everything's mixed through. And then you repeat this 4 to 5 times you can. And then I'll show you the next stages when I've done that. Okay, I'm back and I've rolled it out 5 times, so it's now formed a shape of a ball. So you just take a bit off. You can weigh them out 70-gram balls approx, but I don't normally. So you just make sure your hands are still quite floured, and you put them on the baking tray. I normally line mine with greaseproof paper, and so if I do that to show you, just take a handful with your fingers, roll them. Okay, so now I'm back and I've washed my hands and I've shaped them all into balls. So you just want to go down with your fists and into kind of shape like a buttery. I'm just going to move this one to there. So you just do that until you finish them all. So they're all ready. Now I think all I've got to do is put them in the oven. So you put them in the oven at 180 to 200 fan for approximately 18 minutes, or depending on how crispy you like them. So I'm going to pop them in and I'm going to set my timer. Alexa, set timer for 18 minutes. And then I'll show you a picture of the finished result. Thanks for watching.